today's focus is the student founder, launching and sustaining a business while in school. I know so many of us have the question of, oh, is it even possible? Is it achievable? For someone like me, now started a business in school, and this is like 3, 4 years after school, I'm still running in the same business, right? And you may want to wonder, how did you do it? Don't worry, we're going to be talking about all of that today. Okay, so my name is Blessing Tayo-Adebisi once again, and you're welcome to today's session. So, what are the key focus? Right? What's the key focus? So, our key focus is why I started and continue. That's number one. Please, can you still hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yes, very clearly.
All right, thank you. Why I started and continued. How do I build a purposeful and sustainable business? And third is, what is the balance? What is the balance? So this will be the three aspects that we'll be focusing on that would help our conversation tonight. Okay? I was hungry. I remember when I was in 100 level, 100 level, when you get admission, you still have everything all sorted together, school stuff, you have your food, you have pocket money, and all of that. By the time I got to 200 level, I wasn't, by the way, I'd already had some academical sessions before I went for my BSc. And so at the time I got to 200 level, I wasn't the only one in higher institution. So you know that the demand on the parents has increased, of course, and still same source of income has to cater for, siblings, if you get what I mean, right? And so in 200 level, it got to a point where the pocket money is no longer sustainable. It was not enough for me. It was no longer enough. And then I had to start thinking. Sometimes I would just eat maybe once or twice. Sometimes I don't have tea fare to enter into the school because I'm staying off campus and I need to go inside the school and off gate to, in fact, the journey from gate to my own faculty is a very long one. I don't know if we have anybody from Federal University of Technology here. It's a very long one. So sometimes I will have to leave the house maybe like an hour before, my class, and trek down. And then after class in the noon or in the evening, I'll still have to trek back. So it got to a point and I'm like, oh no, I can't continue like this. So I was hungry. And then I knew that I needed money to sort out quite a number of things. And it got me to a place of thinking, what do I do? What can I do to get income? What can I do to get money? You see, I'm just going to share my story. And from there, we're going to draw out the points that can help us build a business while we're in school and also sustain it. Okay. So I was like, okay, so what can I do? What can I do that people can give me money? I'm a believer. I know I can't steal. I know I can't do probably what other regular ladies would do. I mean, I needed to do something that could fetch me money. So I started thinking, what can I do? What can I do? I remember that day I was in class and then it just dawned on me. Do you know you can actually make peanuts? Or do you know you can actually make coconut chips? These are like, little easy things that guys eat in class. People just buy. People want to feed on junks. And that was how it started for me. Although I've been so entrepreneurial from, childhood and all of that, but at that point, I was really hungry. And that was what pushed me. Okay. It pushed me into a place of thinking, what can I do? So for you, it may not be hunger. All right. It may just be a passion. It may be a burden. Okay, so whatever it is for you, mine was hunger, and that was what pushed me into a place of thinking. And that was how I started. I started my peanut business, started coconut chips. I'll take it to my fellowship, I'll take it to class, people will buy. So the little money coming from it, at least was able to sort my tea fare. All right. It was able to make some photocopies of some materials that I needed, for my classes and all of that. But then along the line, I knew that I could not just keep doing a business because I'm hungry, because days will come where I have everything that I need. I have food in the house. I have enough pocket money. So would I stop doing it? And then that changed my perspective about business. Okay, do I want to continue this? Is this what I want to keep doing? Or is there something else I can do? Do I have better options? Are there better alternatives? So this, my perspective about business changed. as I, begin to expose my mind, I began to enlarge my mind by thinking, what else can I do? What more can I do? What more value can I offer to people? And that changed my mind. And then I began to think, okay, what are things I've done before now? I remember in the moment of thinking, I remember, oh, I've learned fashion designing before. and and then I have this just hidden passion for creativity. I am such a creative person. I just love anything that has to do with creativity. And then I realized that for like a year, I've been trying to use Canva to make some designs for the ministry that I steward. From doing logo to doing flyers to doing all of that. When I do it and I feel like, oh, this is good, oh. But when I go to social media and I see some other ones, I'll be like, this one is fine. How did they do it? And then I try to replicate the same thing, just self thoughts and all of that. So when I got to that point, there was also a time that I had to volunteer to serve as a project manager for an organization that was just starting out. Okay. And it was in that organization, they had a graphic design department, and then I think the team head there was going to organize a class. I said, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn this graphic design. And that was how I started the journey of graphic design. I joined this free class. The free class in 3 days wowed me. And I was like, are you serious? So I could achieve all of this using just my smartphone. And that got me to a place of, oh, I really want to learn this. I want to learn this professionally. So as at 200 level, it was just peanuts and chips and all of that. But by the time I got to 300 level, my mind changed. I knew I could do more. I didn't just want to do the regular, because what peanuts and chips was giving me, because I mean it was just at the basic level, right? I wasn't doing mass production, so it cannot give me so much that I needed, right? So I learned this graphic design skill, and then I didn't just see it as another means to earn, to just gain money so that I will not be hungry, or so that I will not be broke, or so that I will not be stranded. I started to see it from the standpoint of, I am offering a value. I am solving a problem. People want to communicate visually. We're in a visual era. People want to see, they want to hear, right? So if you're able to present something to them, if you're able to tell them a story through what they can see, they will stay, right? So I saw it as problem solving. Every brand wants to put out a story. Every person wants to tell a story. Every person wants to show the world what they have, what they do, what they are made of, and all of that. So I started seeing myself as someone offering value, not just to make money, but offering value in real terms, right? And solving problem and making an impact. Okay, so my perspective changed. Okay, and then as time went by, I started to feel like, okay, I know I've learned this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but I want more. Now it's not just about doing it, it's about impacting life, it's about helping others, it's about, you know profiling solution to the problems, that people may have, right? So that was why I started. For you, whatever reason it may be for you, but I just highlighted mine to you. And at the end of the day, I didn't just stop at, oh, because I was hungry. My perspective changed. My mindset and orientation, it changed. And then it made me to want more for what I was building. I didn't just want to build anything random. I wanted to build something that people can associate with, something that people would want to associate with, something that people would want to partner with. Do you understand? All right. So now, to the second key focus, how do I build a purposeful and sustainable business? Yes, I'm a student. Yes, I'm not a student. I'm out of school. Oh, I'm a 9 to 5 person. Whatever category you are in, I don't want you to just see it from the standpoint of being a student. I want you to see it from the standpoint of someone who is living life. All right, as someone who is living life. Okay, so the description here is you must understand your why. If you want to build a purposeful and a sustainable business, understand your why. This helps you to make informed decisions that are long term and legacy driven. See, when you understand your why, is going to go a long way in the decisions you make, the actions you take, the things you do, the things you allow, the things you accept, the things you reject from your business. Okay, so you must understand your why. If you want to build something purposeful, something sustainable, something that can carry you through the test of time, something that people would want to associate with, you must understand your why. Your why would help you know that it is not every platform that you are supposed to go to. Your why would help you know that you are not supposed to accept every invitation. Your why would help you know that, oh, at this time, these are the things I need to focus on. So your why entails your message and your audience. And that exactly is what is why I know today people are all about, oh, branding, 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 branding. Branding is not your social media page. I hope you know. Branding is not your logo. It's not the colors, the typography, and all of those things that you put. Of course, are they needed? Yes. Are they useful? Yes. Are they part of things you need to do? Yes. But that exactly is not branding. All right. Branding is not it's not just about let's keep posting. No, branding is what people encounter when they meet you. Branding is about the impact that you leave people with when they come in contact with you, when they come in contact with your business. And it is understanding your why that can actually help you to do that. When you understand your why, you know what your message is. Oh, what's my message? Mine is that you can live as a better version of you. You can continually become a better version of you. That could be your message. Who are your target audience? Oh, my own are high profile women. Oh, my own are young men, like young boys, teenagers, young adults. Oh, my own focus is on ladies. I just want ladies to live a better and a higher version of their lives. So that is where your message is. So when you want to start something, you are asking yourself, why am I starting this? Why am I doing this? When you are able to answer your why, you will realize that in that why, you have been able to discover what your message is. What story are you telling people? All right? What story are you telling people? What is your message? Who are your audience? So you must be able to answer the question why. And then the second thing is understand that your why answers the question of purpose. Why am I doing what I'm doing? When if they wake you from your sleep, you know, I told you that mine, I started because I was hungry, but it got to a point where my mind shifted. And I knew that I'm not just doing this because I'm hungry. I'm doing this also because I know I'm a problem solver. That's a change in perspective. That is purpose. All right. That is purpose. You must be able to answer the question why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to run a business in school? Why are you starting this business? I have a friend that, you know, I was living in Ekiti before, and then it got to a point where sometimes we just want to go out to have, you know, play, have some fun games and all of that. And it's so unfortunate that there are no places like that in Ekiti that you can actually go to have fun games aside all those video games. And she was like, oh, we need fun games in Ekiti. This has, if it's Lagos, you have varying options. All right. That, you know, that could actually propel her into building a brand that is just all about fun games in Ekiti. And I tell you, that is providing solution to a problem. So you must know why. Oh, because our own reason is that even after you have worked, you have, you know, you are stressed out, you have worked and all of that, you need a place to relax because it helps your mental health. So you must be able to know why you are starting what you are starting, why you are starting what you're starting. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Okay, so understand your why because your why entails your message and your audience. Your why also answers the question of purpose. All right, so look at the place of the highlights. I've changed the slide already. The next point is understanding your why shifts your perspective. All right, so I told you initially that I was hungry. That was why I started. But when I began to see it from the point of when I began to answer the question of purpose, I knew that I want people to be able to tell their story visually, not just visually, but they should be able to tell it excellently. They should be able to communicate their mind in a way that is attention grabbing. That shifted my mind. That shifted the way I began to see myself. All right. So when you understand your why, it shifts your perspective. It shifts how you reason, how you think. Okay. And the next point is understanding your why puts you on your toes. Understanding your why puts you on your toes. You want to learn more. You want to grow. You want to see yourself becoming more. And it is only when you understand your why that will put you on your toes. When you know that excellence is not going to be something that you would compromise in your brand or in your business, it will help, it will push you to want to learn more. It will push you to want to do more. When you see other people that are doing it better than you will learn from them rather than feeling like, oh, these people are, their own is too much. No, their own is not too much. All right. So you must understand that. You must understand why you are doing what you're doing. Because what this does to you is that it helps you answer the question of purpose. It helps you answer, it puts you on your toes and also helps you to shift your perspective, how you think, how you do things, how you handle things. So that is how to build, a purposeful and sustainable business. You want to sustain your business, you want to build a purposeful business, you must be able to answer the question of why. Answer the question of why. Why am I doing this? So that at the end of the day, when it gets to a point where it no longer feels like it's interesting, you remember your why and then it keeps you going. Because there are times that motivation will no longer carry you. But when you remember why you are doing it, when you remember the purpose of starting the business in the first place, even when you fail, you will not see failure as setback. You see it as a step forward because it will help you to think, what did I do wrong? What was I supposed to do that I did not do? What am I supposed to do that I did not do? It's interesting how the people see failure as setback, they see it as what keeps taking them back. But interestingly, failure is actually a stepping stone forward, a stepping stone higher. And the only thing that can help you see it like that is when you shift your perspective about how you view things. All right, so let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. It's all about aligning your vision and not juggling different lives. You are in school and then you are like, my God, I have to do business. Oh God, market errands, market runs, and all of that. And if yours is a digital product, oh, the time that I have to invest in this, and then I have to read, and then I have to do that. I have my 9 to 5 to attend to. I have this and all of that. I want to tell you that it's not a 50-50 life. It is about aligning your vision. And it is not about you juggling different lives. Oh, I have a school life, I have a business life. You must be able to find a way that the two would work hand in hand, that the two will work together. And that's why I want to make these examples. All right. There's some people in school, you have those classmates that you are in school there together and they study, but they also go clubbing. Yes or yes. Do you have people like that as your classmates? Any party happening on campus, you will see them there. They will go all out to do whatever they want, but you still see them in class. Is that true? Do we have people like that? And there are some that they study, they will do party. Some people would even travel because they have engagement or things that they need to attend to, right? And they still study. And you still see some of these people that they would do excellently well in the academics. Okay, there are people that I know of, not in my class though. I think I had more of people clubbing and partying in my class when I was in school. But I think social media recently, I was reading from, a lady that, okay, was on my WhatsApp status. Somebody posted about her. She just graduated and she graduated with first class. And then while in school, about 4 things were mentioned that she built while she was in school. And that if you don't know that she was in school, you will think that that was just what she was doing. And she built them excellently well. She did them amazingly well that it didn't even affect her academics. So I am saying that it is very possible. Of course, I did. In school, I did fashion design. Oh, I eventually ran my fashion designing business in school. And I did my graphic design business in school. And I still served as fellowship leader in my school. And I still did my academics. There are days that I retire to my room around 12, 1 a.m. and I have class in the morning I have to go to. So it is possible to live this life. So if you have ever thought that it is not possible, I am telling you today that it is possible because there are people who are doing it. So if those who are clubbing, those who are partying, those who are, I think I have another option there that talked about people pursuing their political ambitions, right? Some study with commitment to their political pursuits. They have their political pursuits. All those SCG Waga Waga and all of that while in school. They are also students. They are not staffs. They are students like you. And they still have time for their meetings, their stakeholder meetings, and all of those, elections and everything all together. And they still show up in class. Some do it with religious activities and services. Like us, I was a fellowship leader. I had a business. I have a class, right? And all of it could run together. So I am saying that it is about aligning your vision. What message are you trying to pass across? See, in fact, you would be amazed if I tell you the number of persons that started Peanut after me because I started Peanut. They learned from me. My own inspired them to want to do more. So some of them started taking it to their faculties, started taking it to their departments. Because one of my own life vision is I want to live my life in such a way that you would be inspired by what I do. That when you see what I do, you would want to do more for your own self. So it is very possible. A lot of people learned. It got to a point I had to leave peanut making and all of that. I just focused on graphic design and fashion design. I made clothes, dresses for ladies while on campus. I did graphic design. I remember the day that I first got my first pay on graphic design. I was so excited. Right. So it is possible to live this life, but you must understand that it is about aligning your vision. You're not trying to live as a student and also live as a business owner. You must be able to marry the two together because it's about aligning your vision. It's about aligning your vision. All right. And when you know how to do that well, one is not going to affect the other. They will run smoothly. You see, I'm not telling you that you must be able to do this, you must be able to do that, and all of that. It's just when you understand what this foundation are, it helps you to make decisions, that are good for what you need to do at that point in time. All right. So then you will now want to ask, so what's the balance? So if these people can live like that, if they can be in school and also go clubbing, still do well, if they can be in school, be fellowship leaders, do business and all of that. If they can do it, it means you too can do it. So what is the balance? Now we want to find out how to create a balance between launching a business and also pursuing purpose and not see it as a distraction, because the truth is when you begin to see your business as a distraction, you will not give it your best. In fact, you will not be able to start in the first place if you see it as a distraction. If you see it as something that is going to burden you, you won't be able to start. All right. So you mustn't see starting a business as a distraction. Like I said, it is about aligning your vision. It's about aligning your goals. You must be able to see it from the standpoint of, oh, business is not a distraction to me. It's not a distraction to my course. For me, I studied project management and it got to a point at my 400 level, I started thinking, how can I apply project management to my fashion design business, to my graphic design business? How can I bring the two together? So when I'm doing some things in my fashion design, I'm trying to think of the application of what I learned in class and how this can be, effective in my business. Do you understand? And when they are trying to explain some things to us in the class, I'm trying to see how I can pick something from fashion design to incorporate that into. Do you get what I'm saying? So what is the balance? We must be able to create, a balance between pursuing purpose, doing business, and not see it as distraction. All right. And the highlight is that understand that it is about aligning vision. Like I said, it's about aligning vision. Both are important. And it is not you trying to create, it is not you trying to juggle lives. It is not about rating one as important than the other. When you begin to rate it as, my school is important than my business, it's going to cause friction. and you won't be able to. It's not about competition. You're not trying to compete between your business and your academics. No, you're not trying to compete. And when you see it from that standpoint, you're going to struggle. All right. So you must see it as aligning vision. You see how I'm trying to explain that my project management and fashion design business and graphic design, I was trying to see how I can incorporate the two together. Probably you're studying something that does not even relate to the business you want to do or that you're already doing. It's not a problem, but begin to think, how do I bring these two together? How does these two align? How do I, you know, excel on both fronts without one affecting the other? And these things don't jump on you. They come from a place of deep thinking. They come from a place of self-reflection. Okay? And then the other point is that you must train your sight to see correctly. When you begin to see it as it's difficult though, it's hard though, because the truth is it's not going to be convenient. It's not going to be comfortable. That is the truth. It will stretch you. If I tell you that it will not stretch you, it is a lie. It will stretch you. But trust me, it is what that is doing to you is that it is enlarging your capacity to take in more. Because you really don't know how far you can go until you are stretched. You really don't know how far you can go until you have stretched yourself. So you must be able to see how both can coexist and see how that this is not just a regular business. It is me profiling a solution. I talked about maybe starting a healthy, healthy food or drinks business while on campus. Students eat. I hope you know that students spend a lot of money on eating. So maybe if you're in school and you want to go into that, that's a very good standpoint. Students eat, but do they eat healthy? Okay, the solution I'm bringing is that I want to feed them with healthy meals. And then you begin to think, what can I do? What can I do in that aspect? How do I come in? What solution am I bringing to the table? When you begin to understand this, when you begin to open your eyes to see the right way, it would help you and it will go a long way in building and sustaining a business while in school or after school. All right. So you must see it as problem solving. You must see it as making an impact. You're not just cooking. Don't just say, I'm just cooking. You're not just cooking. What you're doing is that you're profiling solution, for instead of them to be eating junks and all of that, they are eating good meals. You're profiling a solution, you're solving a problem, you're making impact. We're in an era of social media that even when somebody talks about thrift, how many of us know all these thrift clothings? All these thrift clothings, you'll be surprised when somebody talks about it and package it and you wonder, is it not Ben that select again? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You'll be wondering, is it not the same? Like, but the way they present it to you, even you, whatever price they say to you it is, you won't be able to argue it because of presentation. And the presentation only comes from a place of training their sites to see the solution that they are profiling. See the solution that they are profiling. All right. The third thing is you must know what works for you. All right. Understand your season and know what works for you. Probably you are in school, it's your exam season. You can decide to say at that time, oh, because I need to read more or because I need to study more, you can cut down on your level of production at that time. It is you understanding that this season I may not be able to do so much so that I can exert more energy here. And it is not competition, it is understanding. All right. So you must understand your season and know what works for you. There are, for example, for ladies, there are times in the month where you are hyperactive, you're so energetic, you can run around, do all of that. And there are times in the month where your energy is so low, you can't even do so many things. When you're planning your to-do list, when you're planning your schedule and all of that, you know what to allocate to times like that. So you must know your season. You must understand what works for you. For a student, for me, when I was in school, I don't do late night reading. It does not work for me. I will sleep. I don't do TDB. I don't know if you know what TDB is, T-day break. That's what they call it in my school when I was in school. People will go to class, go at night or come back in the morning till they break. They will say they are reading. Most of them, they will go there. I don't do it. It doesn't work for me because I will sleep. So I'd rather stay up at night and do something creative than stay up at night to read. It does not work for me. So I read during the day. I go to the library. And I don't read in noisy place. Some people, if you like, play music from now to tomorrow, they can read. They will understand. I cannot do it. Even ordinary talk. If you talk, when I'm trying to maybe think about something, it will disrupt me. I won't be able to communicate. So you must know what works for you. Am I a morning person? Am I an evening person? Oh, am I someone who likes quiet place? Or no, whenever I'm in the house now and I see that, oh, my lodge mates are already around, there is noise and all of that. At those times, what I choose to do are my less the things I have to do that does not need my mental thinking, maybe like wash plates, wash clothes, maybe sew, maybe do some things. But when it has to do with my mental ability, when I have to think, when I have to meditate, when I have to do all of that, I don't do it during the day when people are making noise. I'd rather shift that to night and do other things during the day that I can do. Depending on your environment, depending on where you are. So you must know and understand what works for you. Know your season, know what works for you. That is what will help you to build a business that is good. See, when, for example, you are into peanut business, I hope you know that it's not every time that granite will be available. There are times that granite will be very cheap, and there are times that granite will be very expensive. As a wise business owner, you can decide to buy as much as you can when granite is very cheap. So know seasons, understand seasons, know what works for you. Be able that will help you to be able to manage your time and do the things that you need to do when you need to do them. All right. So we have been able to talk about you know how do I build a purposeful and sustainable brand? And we have said that it is you understanding your why. In understanding your why, you have your message, you know your audience, you are able to do branding properly because it's about the encounter, right? And then we say when you understand your why, it helps you answer the question of purpose. Why am I doing this? Okay, why am I doing this? Why am I doing it? When people come in contact with me, what should be their experience? What should their experience be like? And when you understand your why, it shifts your perspective. All right, it shifts your perspective, makes you want to do more, makes you want to learn more, and all of that. And I was showing you how that it is possible because if people are in school and they do other activities and they still excel in school, it means that I can also run a business. Since I'm not clubbing, I'm not partying, I'm not doing political things, I can run a business and also have my academics and excel in both, right? And then we're able to come to a place where we said, what is the balance? What is the balance? And we said, first, you must understand that it's all about aligning your vision. It's not you juggling different lives. It's about putting your vision, how that everything can coexist together, how that everything can be one. So when you're planning your day, you already know what you want to do in the day. It's not you trying to separate or try to differentiate. It's about this is my life and this is what I have to do. This is what I need to do. Okay. And then you must be able to train your sight to see from the right perspective. When you train your sight to see from the right perspective, it shifts your perspective, it shifts how you think. It shifts how you think and the decisions that you make. And you must also know and understand what works for you. What works for you. So, what is the conclusion? Continuous learning. So you must be open-minded and be willing to learn more. I know you probably are expecting, oh, you must be able to prioritize, you must be able to schedule your time and all of that. We know all of those things. We have read it over and over again. But what is the depth of it? What exactly is the depth? It is understanding your why. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, it helps you to make the decisions that you want to make that can help you. All right. And then, so you must continue to learn. You must be open minded. You must be willing to learn more. You are into, I remember there was a time that I can't make book cover designs as a graphic designer. And then there was this guy on my contact list. Anytime this guy uploads a book cover design, I'm always wowed. And then I reached out to him, I said, please, can you teach me? I'm willing to pay. And then because of me, the guy had to organize a class. And then he taught us for like 3 days. And we're done. I didn't understand most of the things that he taught me, but I swinged into practice. I learned more. I practiced and practiced and practiced again. Today, I create, in fact, even in my sleep, I can create book cover designs, right? So you must be willing to learn more. What can help you grow your business? How can you present your services better? What can you do better in your business for people that will make them appreciate it? What value can you offer? What more value can you add to your business that will make people want to, patronize you, want to make people, associate with you, want to give you their money? When people don't see reason why they should give you their money, they won't come to you. All right. When you know your why, these things would help you to be open-minded, to be willing to learn more, because you know where you're going. It's not just about now, it's about the future, it's about legacy-driven life, it's about long-term vision, it's about impact. And this comes with building people as you go. I was telling you about how many people I had to teach how to make this thing as well. If they want to tell their story, they will remember, oh, it was blessing that taught me this as at then, right? So you must be willing to learn. You must be willing to, learn more about whatever it is you're doing. Submit to mentorship. I mentioned it the other time. Submit to mentorship. There are people that knows better than you. Learn from them. That's how to build, a purposeful and a sustainable brand, a brand that can stand the test of time. All right. So understand and adjust. That's the second thing. Understand and adjust. Know what the season requires and make an informed decision. I was talking about exams the other time. All right. I was talking about how that maybe you are not a morning person, maybe you are a night person. You can choose to start doing your reading at night while you do, every other runs that you want to do during the day. Yes, that's so you must know the season, you must know what the season requires. Does it require you to learn more? Does it require to build in silence? Does it require to collaborate? Does it require to partner with some persons? All right. So know what the season requires and then make informed decisions on that. I told you of how I had to go and learn more on graphic design because I knew that I would love to do this and I would love it to be part of the services that I can render to people, right? And then the last thing here is set your priorities right. See, set your priorities right. The gossip that is none of your business, don't put your mouth. Instead of wasting your time in gossips, and all of those things, focus on the things you need to do. You must be able to know how to plan your day, right? You must be able to know how to plan your day. You must be able to know your schedule. As little as or as minor as it may be, writing out your plans for the day. I'm telling you, it works wonders. If you cannot write it down, put it on your notepad. Tick it. As you're doing it, tick it. Know the things that you need to do first. Know the things that you can do later. Know the things that requires your full attention and the things that does not really require your full attention. All right, you must be able to plan your day. It's very, very important. So set your priorities right. Know what to do at the right time and focus on what would help you to be productive. Focus on what would help you to be productive. So that would bring us to the end of it today. I want to believe that you've been able to pick one or two things that can actually help you to build a purposeful and a sustainable brand. And trust me, if you can understand your why and you know how to live both life together, how that both life can coexist, you would definitely build something that would be impactful. That you, because you're not just doing business because every other person is doing it, but you are doing it because of something. And it is that thing that we keep pushing you to want to be better, to want to do better. And that is what people would experience when they come to you. It's possible that people can start saying, almost since I started eating this spices food, since that time, this also is not worrying me again. It's because you as a person, you know that healthy meals would do their health good. All right. So you must constantly put to your face why you're doing what you're doing. That is how to be purposeful in business, and that is how to build a lasting, a business that has lasting impact on people when they come in contact with you. So thank you so much. I will drop here. I hope that we have been able to pick one or two things and we have been able to learn one or two things.
Thank you so much. That was thorough and insightful. We are very, very grateful. Now we are moving to question and answer. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask right now. You can just type it in the chat box or signify by raising up your hand and you'll be called to ask your question. Thank you so much, Ma, for this beautiful session. But before we take questions from the audience, I have a question. So one of my questions, like, okay, I have two. The first one is, I'm a student and I have really tried to start different business, and I don't seem to know where and how to start. What's your advice for me? That's one. The other side of it is I'm a student that knows how to do a lot of things. I know how to bake. I know how to make hair. I've learned a little bit of designing with Canva. I know how to sing. I know how to dance. How can I decide which one of them should be a business to focus on so that I'm not distracted? So those are my two questions.
I'll start from the second one. All right. I can do this, I can do that. How do I know which one I can make a business? Well, for me, I know how to do so many things. But first thing I want to say is that you don't have to monetize everything. You don't have to monetize everything. You must be able to know the ones that are just passion. Oh, for me, I love to speak. So whether you pay me or you don't pay me, I will do it. You don't even need to pay me. I will come gladly because I love to speak to people. I love to impact. I love to share my knowledge. I love to teach people. So you don't need to even pay me for it. If you pay me, of course, there are times that I may want, but you must know that you don't need to charge for everything. Just know the things that you naturally love. All right. And then you must be able to distinguish the ones that you really want to make a business. For me now, fashion design and graphic design, they are my own business. So if you are coming to my space and you want to talk about graphic design, you want to talk about fashion design, know that it's not going to be free. Of course, if my own volition I decide to make it free, that's fine. But you must understand that there are ones that is strictly business. So you must be able to decide, okay, this one, I want to make it a business. I want to build something tangible out of it. And you must first understand that business comes before impact. The reason why so many businesses crumble today is because they started with impact. They want to do charity. Oh yeah, let me do it for free. Oh yeah, let's do this. We will go for outreach. You will do that. You do that. When the business of itself, you have not even built it to a point that. So you must be able to understand that business comes before impact. All right. So know the ones that you can freely do that you don't have to charge for, and know the ones that you really want to focus on and build as a business. Those ones are the ones that you always always push out and let people know that this is the value that you're offering. And the other ones, you can just do them. Let people know you do them. You can do them whether paid or not. They are just there. But there must be specific ones that you focus on that you really want to earn from. All right. Have I been able to answer that question? All right. So, what's the first question again, please?
So the first question is, I'm a student trying to start a business. I don't know what to do and how to start from, but I really, really want to get like a sustainable means of income, even while being a student. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to kickstart the project or the business.
All right. So, how to start is not that serious. I shared on my Facebook page yesterday, on my social media handle yesterday. I said sometimes the challenge is that we are trying to fix everything at the same time. Whereas what you need to do is to take the first step. Okay, you know how to do so many things, but you don't even know how to now start and say, oh, this one, oh, I'm doing it as a business. It's not hard. For example, you know how to make peanuts, you know how to do design. You can decide to say, okay, today I want to make peanuts that would serve like 10 to 15 people. Make it, put it in a bucket, maybe a transparent bucket if you're a student, and then you take it to probably your department or your, when you sell it that day, you get feedback from people. That would it's as simple as that. Taking the first step is just the first thing. When you take the first step, as you go, it gets clearer. So you can't do everything. You can't do all of it. In fact, if you know how to do many things, there are seasons in your life that some things will become more prominent in your life than the other. There was a time that it was fashion design. Everyone who knew me at that time knew I was a fashion designer. Now, if you come to my page, I bet you will argue if I've ever been a fashion designer, because the only thing you'll be seeing is graphic design, graphic design. So, what I'll tell you is take the first step. Take the first step in first decide what do I want to do, which do I want to focus on, and then take the first step in achieving that thing. How do if I want to make peanuts, what do I need? I need granite and all of it. You make your list, get the things that you need, prepare it, package it, and they say it's just taking the first step. That's the first thing that you have to do. Once you do that, it gets clearer as you go on. I don't know if I'm able to answer the question well.
Thank you. I got that. Although it actually gave birth to another question, which is as a student, how can I raise capital? Let's believe that I want to start not even a service-based business now, a product-based business like the peanuts or chin chin, or I want to go and get maybe I noticed that in my department we do a lot of photocopy and I want to start making photocopies for them, maybe just 20 naira different from what they do it normally so that I can get more customer. How do I raise my capital? Because I'm a student,
All right.
my money is not coming in like that, and I need to raise capital. Thank you.
I can understand that. So I remember when I wanted to start, what I did was I told my friends, I said, "Oh, I want to start this business, so I don't even have any money." So it's not that difficult to raise money, but people that you want to communicate with must be able to see the vision that you're selling. So it means that you must be able to sell your vision to them correctly. I told my friends I needed to start a I say WhatsApp business, a peanut business, and I didn't get the money from them because, of course, they were students like me. I eventually used my pocket money to start. So if you're waiting for maybe you need to write a grant or something, sometimes it comes from your family and friends. You don't even need to use loan app. I remember I organized a graphic design class training at a point, and then I was upselling my course to them. And I told them that if you don't have money for this class, I can teach you how to get money to pay for the class. And that day, about 5 persons paid for the class. Same set of people that said they don't have money. Eventually, were able to pay 10,000 naira for my class that day. What did I do? I was able to write out an article for them, helping them to analyze and present their matter to whoever they think has the ability to give them that money. You have that big brother, you have that big sister, you have that cousin, you have that uncle, you have that auntie around you. Sometimes people don't know how to help you because you're not even asking for their help. Sometimes people don't want to help you because they can't even see how serious you are. When they see how serious you are, when they see how determined you are, when they see the effort that you're putting in, they'll be willing to give to you whatever it is that you desire. So you must be able to look around you. Who is that person that believes so much in you that you know that when you communicate this value to, would be able to help you? They may not be able to give you all. For example, you need 10,000 naira. Who are the 5 people in your life that can give you 2,000 naira? That if you explain this to them, they'll be willing to give you 2,000 naira. Who are the 10 people that they will be willing to give you 1,000 naira? So you must be able to look around you. If you don't look around you and you cannot find anybody, then there is a problem. Because I don't want to believe that you won't be able to find anyone. So it starts with your friends, your families. Now, if that does not work, you have mentors. Who are people you're submitted to? You can share vision with them. That's, I think, one of the reasons why we have mentors is that they can help us where we need help. So it's possible that your mentor might be able to help you if they see how committed and how serious you are about, the things that you put your hands to do. So just look around you first. It's that easy. And of course, partnership can also help. So maybe, for example, you are someone who wants to make photocopy with, your department people and all of that. You can collaborate with your governor, your class rep. Oh, Baba Alpha, I feel they help now they do photocopy and all of that. Bring money. I know where it is cheaper and all of that. You do it at a cheaper price. They'll sell to the class. Whatever profit comes from it is your own. You may not now need to collect money from them again the next time. The profit that you've made, you invest it into it again, do more for them, you get more profit, you had it together, you do more for them, and from there you begin to have your own profit. So you must know where collaboration can work, you must know where partnership can work, and you must know where you need to reach out to people around you to help you. So I think I've been able to answer that question.
All right, thank you. So, if you have any question, please feel free to drop it in the chat box because this is last question from my hand, and it's a two-in-one question. Number one, how do I know what kind of business or what kind of products will sell in my location where I am or around me? What kind of business or what kind of products I can start selling? And number two, if I'm going to be doing a service-based business, how long do I have to learn the skill before I start to sell it? Number one, how do I know what kind of business will thrive around me? Then number two, if I'm going to be doing a service based, that means I'm not selling any physical product. I'm going to render my service and you pay me for it. I'm going to be doing a service based business. How long do I have to learn the skill or how to communicate, how to do the service before I start to sell it or market it or do it as a business?
Okay, I think I heard the last part very well. For example, you want to do a product business or a service business. Maybe you're offering graphic design, and then you are asking, when does it get to a point where I start charging for it, or where I start asking people for money? I remember when I started graphic design, I was telling you that initially I was doing it for the ministry, I was still wording. And then it got to a point where I had to go and learn it professionally. I invested money into it. I practiced. I learned. Did I start earning money immediately? No. I remember the day I got my first 7K from graphic design. You needed to see me. I was so happy. I was really, really excited because that was the first pay. And looking back now, looking at the design that I did for that auntie, I don't even know what is in that design because it's so it's so wacky. And this person, and I understand that it was because this person understood value, because she was going to have a webinar and then she needed slides for the webinar, and then I created the slides using my phone manually. And then she now said, how much should I bring? I said, ma, anything that you have. I don't even have a price. Anything you have, you can give me. And then she sent me 7,000. I was really excited because I wasn't expecting more than maybe 2,000, maybe 2,500, you know. So it's going to get to a point where even you will know that the effort I am putting into this, the work hours, the learning that I am doing to achieve this is can no longer be priced at 2,000. I remember when I started graphics, I started charging 3,000. After that 7,000, then I had the confidence to start charging people. I charged 3,005. Gradually, it's graduated to 5,000. Gradually, I moved it to 7,000 and then 10,000. Now I don't charge less than 15,000. Any design you want to do, there is no simple design. I don't charge less than 15,000 for a design. All right. But was that how I started? No, that wasn't how I started. So you must be able to know the level of commitment that you're putting into it, how far even you're going, how more you are learning. All of these things will determine the price that you now begin to put on your products, whether they are physical products or they are digital products. Your learning curve, your own improvement, your growth. Even you will know that, I don't pass this level. I know if you will no longer be comfortable or convenient with that price. It will get to a point that when people say that it's too much, oh, can you not reduce it? You will tell them you can no longer reduce it. There are times that I will even be the one that will be begging kind that, oh yeah, now how much do you now want to pay? Oh yeah, now pay 35, no problem. I will still do it. But now, if you cannot pay my 15,000, I can remove from my GM. I don't have strength. Why? Because over time I've been able to build value. All right, so you will know when the time comes to charge for it, you will know. And there are times that you just have to do it. There are people that you just have to do for free. There are times that you just have to do it because you know that at that time you're still trying to build your skill, you're trying to improve, you're trying to learn, and all of that. So I think I've been able to answer that question. What are the other questions, please?
All right, so the question says that how do I know what kind of business, like how do I do my research or get to know what kind of business I want to do in my location?
Okay, so first thing you must observe is, what are the problems around me? What are the problems I can see? Okay, I mentioned that of a food the other time. Students feed so much on junks, they need healthy meals. That's a solution. Oh, during dry season, my classmates are always complaining. I will share something that I did, I think, in my final year with you. My classmates are always complaining of dryness and dehydration and all of that. You can start selling water to them. You go to the place that they are getting it, go get the water, bring it to them, say, add a little money to it. Since they don't have strength to go, you have strength to go, go for them. Let them pay you the money. I remember in my final year, it got to a point that anytime our lecturers come to class, tear a sheet of paper, write your name and your matric number. That was it. And then you start seeing my classmates, everybody be running around. Hey, sheet of paper, hey, sheet of paper. I started buying 80 leaves, higher education. I will buy it, put it in my bag, go to class. When they say tear a sheet of paper, I said, I have, you please come and buy. It's 20 naira they used to sell it outside. Me, I sold it for 30 naira. I mean, how much was I even selling? Maybe 30 naira. I sold it for 20 naira. That was how I was able to make extra money from that. So you must pay attention to the problems around you. What are the problems around me? How can I answer to these problems? That can be a pointer to what you have to do. Also, the question of passion. What do you have passion for? One of the things that some persons they love to crochet. That can be a business, right? So, what do you have passion for? What are the problems around you? These two things they are a foundation that you can actually lay on, starting your business on. And I think that works all the time.
Thank you,
Have I been able to?
ma'am. Two
All right.
questions in the chat box, three questions. So the first one says, Ma, as a creative director, how were you able to transition from being the primary doer to building a system where the business can function without your constant creative inputs?
All right. Thank you very much. That's a very excellent question. And I think that's the phase I am in currently. Like I said, when you're building something, I told you that it got to a point where I felt like I wanted more for my brand, right? I'm currently in a season where myself, I don't even do a design again. And how did I get here? I didn't get here all of a sudden. I started to build people. There were people I gave my course for free. There were people who did not send me that I organized class for. There were people that were like, I don't have money, please just help me. I'm willing to do that. I trained. And there were people that really, really paid for my class. There were people that didn't have the full money, but I allowed them to come. So it's about impact. Over the years, I've been able to train people. I've been able to, beyond even design. When you come to my class, the only thing you're learning is not graphic design. You're learning many other things coupled with design. And that gave me a leverage that this year, when this year was going to start, I decided that, okay, I think I'm in a state where I might not be able to do designs well again. I reached out to about 5 persons and I said, this is what I intend to do. I intend to have a team where when I have work, I can easily, outsource this work to you people, pay you whatever amount, in a percentage and all of that. All of the 5 of them did no, none of them said no to me. And that was how I was able to build a team that is currently working for me that I didn't have to work. Do we understand? So it's about impact. As you grow people with you. That makes it easy for you because people that you have impacted, people that you have nurtured, people that you have trained that understand how you work, it will be easy for them to work with you when the time comes. So it's about impact. Build people. As you're growing, let people grow with you. Don't think that you are the only one up there. Be willing to share your knowledge. Be willing to communicate what you know, what you have. That would help you to build a system and a structure that can actually help you in future. All right. So systems and structure are very, very, very important. And it's about impact. When you impact the lives of people, people will be willing to work with you. And you must be able to sell your vision well to them. When they understand your vision, they will know if it's something they want to partner with, what they want to build with or not. I hope I've been able to answer that question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's very succinct and straight to the point. We have three more questions. The second one here is from Angela. She said, you mentioned to knowing your why, which seems like the foundation of the proposed business. I wanted to ask if it's okay at first, if at first your why is only profit motivated with only a smaller part hold it to your passion. So our question is talking about if at first my why is just for me to make profit, is it okay? Or I really have to have a bigger purpose in the works? That's our first question. As second
All right.
question, she said, how do I overcome fear of starting? The what if I face, the what ifs, how do I overcome fear of starting? So those are the two
All
questions from
right.
Angela.
All right. Thank you, Angela, for that question. I guess you didn't start the session with us. If you did, you remember the part where I said I started because I was hungry. So it means all I wanted was money. I needed money. That was why I started my business. That was how I. So it's okay if the reason you're starting is money, but you must know that that cannot sustain you, because you're going to get to a level where you are filled. You no longer need the money, or even when the money will not be able to fund your, your bills, right? So you must be able to move from the level of, oh, I just want to make money, to the level of impact. Your perspective about it must change. It just has to change, because that's the only way you can build something sustainable. If not, you just say that at the end of the day, when clients stop coming to you, the business will just crumble, and it will look like you have nothing to show for it. All right. So it's okay if you're starting because you just want to make money. As a student, you need extra income, and that's it. That's fine. But you should not carry that mind for long, because you won't be able to run far with that mindset. So you must be able to shift your focus, shift your mind, and begin to see it from the aspect of purpose, answering the question of why. If it will mean to pivot from that business into something else, it's totally fine. And if it will mean to learn more so that you can now advance to a point where it's not just about the money, but about value, about impact, that's okay. So there's no problem if you start like that, but don't keep going on that strength, because it won't carry you for long. Do you understand? And then the second question of fear of starting, the only solution, the only way to conquer the fear of starting is by starting. Just start. Don't start because you want to be perfect. Don't see. One of the things you must be able to come into as a founder is ruthless execution. As you're picking the idea, start putting it to work. Start. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know how to. I remember, oh, I didn't tell you. I even did the business of pancakes in school. And I remember the first set of pancakes that I did to my fellowship. It was, in fact, I was even surprised that people bought it because it was not well packaged. It was the first time, and I just wanted to try something else again. They bought it, they ate it, everybody was happy. Oh, it tastes really good. Oh, it tastes really nice. But me, I was like, hey, I don't even know if they will accept this thing. The only way to know if they will accept it is when you start. So if you're afraid you don't want to start, see, fear is just a feeling. If you don't push yourself beyond it, you will keep drawing back. And if you fail, it is not a problem. Believe me, it's a step forward. It's a step higher, because it's going to bring you to a place of reflection where you need to ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What was I supposed to do? Was my strategy bad? Was it wrong? What could I have done better? My book, Pick It Up, is a book where that book is specifically about failure, and how that you can train your perspective to see failure from another lens, because that will really help in life. Failure is part of life, and we must be able to come to terms with it. Failure is part of life. It will happen. But what you do with failure at the end of the day is what really matters. All right. The decisions you make after you have failed is what matters. So you are afraid to start anyway. If you are a believer, the Bible has not, the Bible says that he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of a sound mind. So the only way to overcome fear is by starting. And if you're a believer, please pray. Take out time to pray. Those fear, they are not real. All right, they are just things that are waving you back from starting. Start, do it. If you do it, you fail, you go again. If what if you don't fail? Why are you always thinking about what if I fail? What if you don't fail? Right? What if it works out eventually? What if you start and then the team blows up and everybody just wants to order, everybody just wants to get it from you? Do you understand? So start. If you need accountability, get someone you can be accountable to push you to do it. Someone you know that if this person talks, you would want to answer. Do you understand? So if you say you're afraid and you don't want to start, it's not going to work. What you need to do is to start anyway. When you start, you see yourself progressing. And believe me, immediately you start like this, you see that fear just disappears and you don't know where it is again. That's just it. So start. That's my encouragement to you.
All right. This one says, for instance, let's say I came up with an innovative solution that people are not used to. For instance, an AI supports inventory system that helps you manage your business. But each time I pitch this solution to them, the response has always been that it's not something they can adopt now. How can I deal with this kind of situation? And maybe you can just speak to rejection of business ideas generally.
All right. The fact that you are rejected does not mean that the opinion or the idea you have is invalid. Get that first. It is very valid. Whatever idea you have, whatever thing comes to your mind that you have been able to build, it is valid. Have you listened to Elon Musk podcast about how many times he was rejected? Who is this guy again that was one of these famous guys, but got rejected countless times? I think is it Mr. Biggs? I think there's a food business that the founder, failed about how many times before he eventually started the brand. So rejection does not mean invalid. Get that. And then if you're pitching your idea to the wrong audience, they would most likely not buy it. So we are in the season of AI, artificial intelligence. In fact, if you're in this world right now, you don't know how to use artificial intelligence to improve your work, you have a problem because you will be left behind. So if you are pitching something about AI to a particular audience and they are rejecting it or they are saying it is not something they can incorporate, you are probably pitching to the wrong audience. So check your audience. Are you pitching to the right audience? Is your audience right? If your audience is right, then don't stop. But if your audience is not right, check your audience again. Who are the people you're supposed to be reaching out to? And I hope you are selling your idea well. Are you saying it in a way that they will see this as a solution to a current problem that they have? If they are not seeing it as a solution to the current problem they have, they will not buy it. But when you are able to pinpoint a problem in their business that this idea of yours using AI can solve, except they are foolish, or except they don't want to grow, or except they are not well exposed, then they may not accept it. But if there are people that are well exposed, people that are well taught, and are in the era of AI, they will definitely. So check your audience and also check if you are selling your idea well. Those are the two things I think you should do that can help.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. So the next question says, also, ma, what was your biggest mistake as a student founder, and how has it changed your approach to your business as Blade Designs? I would appreciate if you share them with us, ma, especially if you studied a time and attention demanding course.
One of the biggest mistakes I've made is my inability to understand. I was not quick to understand that what I am doing is I'm offering a solution to a problem. That affected my pricing. That affected the way I presented my business to people. All right. Those are the mistakes that I made. I didn't understand that what I am doing is solving a problem. What I am doing is answering a question in people's hearts. And so when I now work for people, I just do it. And when they ask me, how much should I pay? I was telling you the other time, I said, the person asked me how much. I said, anything you have, just pay. It's because I don't know that I've been able to solve a problem for that person. So you must be able to train. That was why I was saying that you must be able to train your perspective to see. It got to a point that I had to sit myself down and say, okay, I'm not just doing designs, but I'm solving a problem for God's sake. These people cannot do it by themselves. So people will even come to you and tell you that, what is it not design? They can do it. Oh, yeah, do it now. Why did you come to me? Do you understand? They know that it is a problem for them, but you are providing solution to that problem. So you must be able to come to a place where you understand that what you're doing, whatever you're doing, whether it is product based or it is service based, you are not just doing what you're doing. You are doing it because you're trying to solve a problem. So training, if there's anything that I've learned so far in business that has stood with me, is that training my perspective to see with the right lenses. It would help you in the game of pricing. It will help in the manner of presentation. It will help you in how you even relate with your audience, with your clients, with your whoever you are interacting with. So I think that's one thing that I've learned so far that has really, really helped and changed my perspective.
Thank you so much. This question is from Ismail. Ismail is asking, what kind of school-based business can I start using my web development skills that will be valuable to my classmates and lecturers?
So your classmates, what kind of people are they? Your lecturer, what kind of people are they? There are a lot, I hope you know that there are a lot of students that are in school that are into businesses and all of that. They need web design now, web development. I believe this web development also includes web designs and all of that. People need web design, they need landing pages. You need to begin to talk about it to people, that this is what you do. Let them see the benefit of what you do. All right. And also there are platforms that you can take this your skill to, that you may not even need to offer
Mhm.
it to your classmates or your lecturers. Platforms like Upwork, platforms like LinkedIn. You will get it. In fact, it is Nigerian people, they can price rubbish. It's only few that understand value. But international clients, you will charge in other currencies and it will pay you more. Do you understand? So don't restrict, if it's web development, don't restrict it to just your school or your lecturer. You have a global audience as a web developer. You have a global audience. So use platforms like Upwork, like LinkedIn, connect with people, create content around it, create solutions that people can easily relate with, that would want them to want to work with you. Do you understand? I hope that has been able to answer your question.
Yes, it does. I believe so too. He already said it in the comment section. So the last question is from Emmanuel. Emmanuel has been the one asking about blade designs and you as a student founder. So his last question is saying, also, Ma, how can students leverage their university environment to find early stage partners or mentors in the university environment where your fellow students are more often than not concerned about making money or getting paid rather than believing in your vision in quotes?
When you see a value, you will recognize it. So
Mhm.
there's a way you position yourself that people really want to partner with you. In fact, it is possible that you will not even be the one reaching out to mentors. Mentors can actually reach out to you because they are seeing the value and the future and the possibilities that you carry. All right. So you must be able to come to a place where you position yourself right, doing what you do at the best level that you can. Communicating, you see, you cannot shut up and think that people would know. You have to communicate it. Be willing to offer value. Be willing to lend your strength. Be willing to volunteer. Be willing to submit to people. Be willing to give your gifts, your skills for free. I told you people that I had to teach for free and all of that. So when people see all of these things, everyone wants to associate with value and excellence, and that is the truth. Nobody denies excellence and value. When they see it, they want to associate with it. You will see that you are not even begging for partnership when partnership will come. People will start reaching out to you with things like, "Oh, Alpha, can we do this together? Alpha, we feel run this one together. Alpha, what do you think? I dey think of this one. Oh, you feel join me, make we do it together." Things like that will start coming. Why? Because you have been able to position yourself. You have a value that you're offering. I have a friend when I was in school. Of course, we are still friends. They call him Mr. Value Value. And that's because anytime you come in contact with my friend Andrew is always talking about value. He's sharing the podcast that he watched yesterday. He's telling you what he learned. He's telling you how he has applied it. He's telling you this and that. He's encouraging you to go and watch the podcast. It got to a point in our final year. Andrew started getting speaking engagements that he didn't even ask for. Why? Because he kept positioning himself, he kept learning, he kept sharing, he kept offering value for free without even asking a dime back. Do you understand? So positioning matters, and your willingness to offer value also really matters, and that will go a long way in getting mentors and partnership, even when you're not expecting it.
Thank you so much. That was straight to the point. That was value packed. And on that note, we have come to the end of the Legacy Connect for February. It's been a good time with and a great time with Miss Blessing. Thank you so much for coming. It's been mind blowing. It's been an excellent one. We are very grateful on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the management, and the executives of Dreams to Legacy Initiative. I want to especially thank you for taking time out of your Sunday and out of your wealth of knowledge and experience to share with our beneficiaries, our mentees, our scholars on this call. We are so, so grateful. Thank you everyone for coming. Till when I will see you again in March for
Can I
another
say
legacy call.
something?
All right, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
I was raising up my hand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Blessing. Today was a wonderful session, and I was really blessed, and I learned a lot. I like joining sessions like this because I mean that's the whole point. It exposes us to the speaker's world, and then we see life in a different perspective. So thank you so much. I think that the number of questions that follow this session actually speak well of the excellent job you did. So thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And I just want to mention, I think one of those things that we've been trying to improve on in regards to Legacy Connect is to strengthen our mentoring capability. I think we can do more on a one-on-one basis rather than having a joint mentoring session. I think one of those things we talked about is if you know D2L very well, if you have spoken with me personally, I will tell you D2L is not a charity organization. We are more concerned about development. We want to see you thrive professionally. We want to see you prosper professionally. And then we're going to be opening up slots for one-on-one mentoring. So when we bring speakers to talk on that Legacy Connect, it doesn't just end with the sessions. If you have specific ideas that you want one-on-one advice on, you can always reach out to Miss Grace, and then she will set up something. It's something I also decided to do since the beginning of the year to schedule one-on-one sessions with every one of you. So if you have an idea that you think you want to be more specific about, and you want to go into more details, you can always reach out to Miss Grace, and then she will schedule a session with any of the mentors that we are bringing on board. If it's one of the team members also, we will always find the right person that will help you address those issues. So, because one of our cardinal points is also exposure to opportunities. There are opportunities out there, but if you're not speaking out, I think I had a session with somebody last week, and then the outcome itself, I've already linked them up with two other people that they can talk to. And that's how you get to improve. That's how you get to refine your idea until it becomes something marketable. So I just want to let you know, it doesn't just end at these joint sessions. You can also schedule one-on-one sessions with any of the mentors, any of our team members, if you want to get more specific response to your answers, to your ideas. And then your ideas, even beyond the safety of the school system, there is life beyond school. So most of what you probably be doing, the best you probably would do is to refine your skills, get better, create more network, such that when you graduate, you can just easily um, easily integrate into the system, and you're not just starting from status quo. So I just thought to mention that it doesn't end here. If you have questions beyond what has been discussed in this session, you can always reach out, and then I will see what we can do about it. So thank you so much once again. To see you next time we're having this. Thank you.